This is FinTech Futures reporting from FinovateFall, and I'm joined by Geetha Premraj of JP Morgan. Geetha, thank you so much for taking the time out to speak with us today. To get started, would you like to quickly introduce yourself and your role there at JP Morgan?
Sure, absolutely. Thank you for having me here. And I'm Geetha Premraj, and I lead the global real-time payments product delivery for JP Morgan Chase. And I've been with the company for the past 1.5 years. And before that, I was with Chime, leading their payments platform. And I've been in the payments space for around 20 plus years, tech for the first half and then product for the second half. And payments itself has evolved a lot over the years, and starting from checks to cards to digital now in terms of all the emerging rails. So it's been an exciting journey, and happy to be here.
Excellent. Yeah, I mean, I guess on that front, you were here earlier today as well, giving a panel discussion on the evolution of the payments landscape in the US. For those not in attendance, can you give us some of the key takeaways from that talk?
Sure, absolutely. So we discussed about a lot of payment innovation and the recent trends, what's happening in the industry and everything. I had pretty much three takeaways, I would say. One is collaboration between banks and fintechs and other financial institutions, payment providers, how we can effectively collaborate each other and help each other out. So one, for example, on fraud prevention, that is something that's up and coming, where all the FIs share the data on fraud to the central network, and central network pretty much gives the information back to the FI so that they can efficiently make fraud decisioning. So that is a one. And a second takeaway would be on the evolution as such in terms of payments, right? In terms of AI, distributed ledger, blockchain, stablecoin. So that was another takeaway in terms of where the evolutions are happening and how the adoption is, all of that.
So on both the business and consumer sides then, what are some of the key payments trends you're seeing at the moment, and what payment methods are seeing the most usage or gaining the most traction?
Yeah, so both on consumer side and on business side, definitely digital is seeing a lot of innovations, right? And in terms of some of the digital innovations, in particular, real-time payments for sure, right? That's seeing a lot of adoption globally, right? And managing globally, we see India and UPI leading the front in terms of RTP. So all the other markets are following as well. And that is one key area. Another area is what we are seeing within US is same space. FedNow, for example, has had like 5x growth from 2023 when they launched till now. And the BNPL, which is buy now, pay later, that's another one that's gaining traction as well. I think we are about to reach around $100 billion in volume with respect to the overall reach, and 1/4 of the users there pretty much come from day-to-day usage, groceries, etc. So the adoption is great there, and these are pretty much the areas, and predominantly where we are going is faster payments and frictionless payments, safe, secure. That's where we are headed towards. Yeah.
Excellent. Sounds great. I guess given the rapid rate of tech change that we're seeing across the industry at the moment, what emerging technologies are you most focused on, and what is JP Morgan's, I guess, approach to tech and innovation as well in payments?
JP Morgan currently moves $10 trillion per day, and over 120 currencies and 160 countries. At that scale, technology and the underlying platform is key for us. And continuous innovations in that space is absolutely critical, not just for daily smooth operations, but also for leveraging emerging technologies in order to drive efficiency, costs, new security, newer capabilities, whatever we need to build. So emerging technologies definitely is very important. Particularly in the RTP space, I would say I focus on two things. One is from a client and clearing external standpoint, external driven areas, because with RTP, we have very stringent SLAs and SLOs. For example, we have to be highly available at like 4 nines. And from a latency standpoint, on a pay-in, we have to complete within 6.5 seconds in a clearing, and pay out end-to-end completion, which is like JPMC clearing and Benny Bank back, all of that together in 10 seconds. So those are the stringent SLAs we have at a clearing level. So to be able to support that, our platform has to evolve and truly be reliable and performing at that level every single day, day in, day out. So that is one of the key focus. And another focus is more internal driven, which where the business drives it in terms of scalability, stability, resilience, building redundant platforms, and having the safeguards, guardrails, etc., for quick recovery in case we have incidents, and for scalability to handle growth. So those are the key technologies. We have parallel broader innovations in terms of AI, stablecoin, all of that we talked about earlier. So we are watching those closely, and real RTP and these technologies would together complement each other, and we can enhance speed, automation, all of that.
Excellent. And I guess focusing on RTP then, RTP usage in the US has been on the rise recently. I mean, what would you say are the key drivers behind that growth? What are some of the big use cases, I guess, kind of really taking hold there?
Yeah, so RTP growth, yes, has been phenomenal. We are seeing 3-digit growth quarter over quarter. And some of the key drivers are, number one, customers, right? Both your end users and business users, they both want speed and certainty. So that essentially drives RTP adoption. And the banks and other FIs and payment providers themselves, right? So they want to hop onto the emerging rails, and they want to make sure that they serve their customers in the most effective way with the latest technologies, latest rails, all of that, with the advantages that those bring in. And another driver is the emerging rail itself, right? For example, RTP, we recently moved from 1 million to 10 million. So that opened up a lot of use cases. Same thing for FedNow as well. We are doing, again, very soon in terms of the 10 million increase. So these are the key drivers. And in terms of use cases, what we are seeing is B2B predominantly. And merchant payouts, for example, that would be the top of the list, because what RTP brings is real-time settlement. So that brings in instant liquidity for the merchants, which is going to help them with their cash flow, with inventory purchases, with day-to-day planning, operations, all of that, and increase their credit standing and improve their overall financial health. So that is one of the key use cases that we see. The other use cases are wallet withdrawals, account-to-account, emergency payroll, instant payrolls, instant funding in terms of brokerage, etc.
Excellent. That's great. And I guess just to finish things off then here, looking, I guess, a few years into the future, how do you see the US payment space evolving then? Are there any kind of developments you've got going at JP Morgan as well that you can tell us about them?
Yeah, so overall payment trend for sure is exploding in a lot of areas. One is definitely RTP, as I mentioned. For example, UPI, I would say, and I know you wanted to hone in on US, but just wanted to touch on the global space as well. So with respect to UPI, 80% of their digital payments is on UPI rail. Same thing with other clearings as well. So everywhere we are seeing adoption and improvement in RTP. And so here, with respect to the other advancements, we can say open banking, embedded finances, API-driven integrations, because these will evolve to truly get integrated into the platforms and the apps themselves. So this way we give tailored experience to clients within the ecosystem itself, like an embedded experience. So that will evolve for sure. And cross-border payments. So there we have a lot to do, because that is one thing where we could work on having transparency, look into costs, and look into some of the friction that happens in a cross-border payment. So these are areas where we will emerge for sure.
Excellent. Sounds great. Well, Geetha, thank you so much for taking the time out to speak to us again. It's been a pleasure, and like I say, enjoy the rest of the conference as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Cheers.
take care.